Okay.
I'm Vicki Vargas in Northridge, where firefighters worked for 8.5 hours to free a man we know only so far as Salvador, a street sweeper, a man who was inside this parking structure when it collapsed at 4:30 this morning. Right now we're going to take a peek inside. What are you working on at this point? Are you still trying to get out parts of that car?
No, what we're trying to get out right now is just trying to retrieve our airbag out. That's all we're trying to do right now.
How many men are down in there?
We got 2 guys down there right now.
They'll
be coming out momentarily.
Were you inside when this whole rescue was going down?
Yes, we were.
Had to be scary.
Yeah, a little shaky.
We're going to move back because they're finally pulling out the last of their equipment here. Tell me about the relief when you finally got Salvador out.
Just very happy to get him out. Very happy to see him alive.
Surprised to see him alive?
Yeah, very surprised.
The time you spent in there, claustrophobia, fear of your own life, any of those things go through your mind?
Nah, not really. Not at all. No fear.
What about the cooperation? I'm told a lot of you guys have never even met before. Virtual strangers on this rescue effort.
Yeah, pretty much the guys around here, we know each other. I guess my partner right here. All these other guys, we work on the same rig, so we coordinate pretty good together. Also with the Los Angeles County Fire USAR rig, they helped us out quite a bit.
And in comparing this rescue to any others, a very difficult one?
Yeah, very difficult, but we get a lot of difficult ones on this particular apparatus that we run every day.
Can you point down in here and give me a feel for just how much crawl space we're talking about? It looks like almost 2 feet at this point.
Well, right here you're probably looking at about 3 to 4 feet.
Okay.
But it diminishes as you go in. You probably go from 4 feet down to even 2 feet. In some spots, even 1 foot you're looking at.
So you're literally crawling on your belly or on your back to get through?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
On this one, that's what's down there, so that's the space they were working in between 2 of those beams.
Were any of the beams cracked, broken, so you could get through?
Every beam under there is pretty much cracked. Pretty much what you see right here is pretty much what you're looking at. Some of these beams span 20, even 40 feet, but there's none of them right now that are 20, 40 feet in one section. They're probably broken down into 10-foot sections, maybe even 20 foot, but that's about it.
Okay. Well, thank you, and appreciate all your time and effort.
Yeah, thank you.
This is Vicki. Yeah, we will, because the aftershocks continue here, and I can tell you, even just getting the equipment out, they've had to pause a few times to stop, regroup, and start again, because the aftershocks don't seem to have stopped here in Northridge. I'm Vicki Vargas. Back to you.
These individual stories of bravery, there you found a guy who was so modest, but what he did and the bravery that those men showed by going down there, and they still, what he said, they had 2 men down there to pull out one of their airbags.
Which is amazing when you look at the size of that hole. Yeah. These are guys who work with an urban search and rescue team, part of the fire department. We understand as well federal officials have asked Phoenix Fire Department to send its urban search and rescue team to Southern California to help us out here. That team consists of about 56 members, and they'll work on the building and the freeway bridges that have collapsed as a result of this quake that hit at 4:31 our time this morning.
This is what they're working around. This is what they're working around. These guys are ever so modest and yet ever so brave.
As well, we told you a few minutes ago about a curfew in the San Fernando, the city of San Fernando. The police have decided to impose a dusk to dawn curfew. We understand LAPD is considering that at this point, but I repeat, they have not decided yet. They are only considering it. We will let you know as soon as it happens.
Let's go to the update desk in the newsroom. Here's Kelly Lang. Kelly?
Hi. Okay, we're on. I'm here with John Garameni, and he's, of course, the State Commissioner of Insurance, and we're going to ask a lot of the questions that Californians want to know. First of all, thank you very much for coming down.
Good being here.
I know that you're on a dead run from here to there, and a lot of it rests on you, really. How heavily are Californians covered? And if so, you know, those who are, what are they supposed to do now? About
70 to 75% of California homeowners do not have earthquake coverage.
No.
And so we're looking in this area at a lot of structural damage in the homes that will not be covered. People are going to have to come out of their own pockets to pay for that, or if they can't, then perhaps the federal government, the FEMA programs, will kick in, providing low-interest loans or some other assistance for those who don't have insurance. Now, those who do will be able to get their home repaired. There is a substantial deductible, however.
What's substantial, Mr. Garameni?
It's 10%. 10%. So on the average, that's somewhere around $15,000. The first $15,000 will not be covered. Above that, if you have earthquake coverage, you would get your home repaired, rebuilt, whatever needed to be done.
So if you have earthquake coverage, make your call, stake your claim just as soon as you can.
In every case. Whether you have coverage or not, you should file a claim, because some
If you don't have coverage, who are you going to file a claim with?
Well, presumably you have a homeowner's policy, and the personal property may be covered. So if you've lost the Ming vase or your television and stereos have been ruined, it's possible that they would be covered under your homeowner's policy. Some homeowners' policies do cover those.
Really? How much?
Now you get excited. You lose
I'm very excited about this.
Lost a television.
Well, we lost lots of things, but I'm excited for the people who really, really lost
Yeah.
a lot. How much chance is there? Because I've always heard that homeowners will not.
You don't know until you filed a claim. And so every homeowner ought to carefully document what it is they've lost. First, make sure you're safe, okay? Then once this thing settles down, go back, document your losses, contact your agent tomorrow. The next day say, listen, I've had some earthquake damage here. Here's what it is. Am I covered? Get the claims process going. If you don't file a claim, you have no chance, period.
But my question is, what are the odds that 75% of California homeowner who is not covered by specific earthquake insurance will be covered under his or her homeowner's policy?
Whatever the odds are, the individual will never know until you look at the...
No, but do you have any idea?
Can't answer the question until you take a look at the contract. Each company has a different contract, and you have to look at the specific language of your policy. That's your contract. So you ought to proceed as though you're going to get coverage, and then you'll find out if you're not, you're not. But you may, so give it a try.
Yeah, let me ask you something, Commissioner. I seem to remember that some years back we had a statewide policy where every Californian, and heaven knows we need it here in the state of California, it's been proven once again this morning, was covered for earthquake damage. And then that law was repealed, and as a matter of fact, one of the people in the forefront to get it repealed was yourself.
It was a pig in the poke.
Why?
It was a false claim. The program was structurally and actuarially flawed. People were paying every year, and then when there was a major earthquake, such as this, the chances of them getting money back slim to none. It wasn't raising enough money considering the risk. And so I told the legislature and governor this thing's got to be changed. They decided to repeal it instead, and so it is gone.
Had there ever been any claims under that particular law? Yeah.
The program operated for about a year. The earthquakes that we had east of here, up in the mountains and out in the desert, caused considerable claims upon that program, and the program was terminated. And the remaining money has been sent back to homeowners throughout the state of California.
So obviously we don't have the damages totaled up yet,
right.
but the layman, you and I, can look at it and see that it's going to be in the hundreds of millions anyway, maybe up into the billions. If that law was still in effect, and I know I'm talking water under the bridge, would it have helped these people?
Very little. They would have been paying every year for the program and have received very moderate, small amount of damage to most every home's cracked stucco, perhaps a chimney knocked down. That kind of damage adds up to hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, far more than would have been in this fund. And so by the time we had gone through the process of
It looks like inside of Mark Ross's apartment, you're looking out of the hole beyond the chimney. This is if you were to stand in the entryway of this apartment and look to your left, that's where the fireplace used to stand. There is his stereo cabinet with his brand new television set buried under the rubble, his stereo speakers hanging over the edge towards the sidewalk. He said he just got the bill from his electronics store for all these brand new items that he bought. There's the chimney hanging from inside the apartment. Okay, back out live here. These residents behind me have no idea what they are going to be doing tonight. They're waiting here. They're also very glad, Susan and John, that you were able to give out some of the Red Cross shelter information, because when they called the Red Cross, they were not able to get any information, and the phone service out here is very sporadic. We've been seeing people lining up at payphones trying to get information. So hopefully these people will get some shelter tonight and eventually, sometime this week, start looking for a new place to live. I'm Carol Lynn reporting live from Nordhoff Avenue in Northridge. Back to you.
Carol, this is Tony McEwing. Did you mention whether anyone was injured out in that area or not?
No, fortunately, believe it or not, you're looking